Hey Facebook, hope you're doing okay today. Doing this video, we've had people who have been suffering with chronic pain, and they've been put on medications and whatnot. Boy, we sure have had our fair share of people that have been suffering and have been messaging us, so much so that I can barely respond to everybody that's been messaging. Many of you, if you've messaged us, I apologize, I haven't got back to you. It's been, I still have to work all day and help the people that are coming to our clinic, and it's been very difficult to respond to everybody, and I apologize for that. Listen, I don't know how I'm going to make any friends with this video, because as much as people have emotional, frankly, people can get pretty emotional when you start talking about their medications, their need for medications, other solutions. I've had a tremendous amount of emotional responses, both good and bad, to my video regarding gabapentin. And as much as people have hello there, Angela Hurst and Ashley Lieber. As much as we've had those emotional responses related to their medications and their pain, which I totally understand if you have chronic pain, and it can impact your life in such tremendous ways. It is absolutely not just a pain situation. It becomes an emotional situation for many people. And we do understand that. It's actually, there's nothing that pleases us more at the clinic than to have somebody become happy again. It's not about just getting rid of pain. It's about having them become happy in their life again. I had a patient the other day that came in, and he said he wanted to thank us because his wife was doing so much better. And I said, I told him that I was really glad that he came by and told us that his wife was doing better. He said, more than anything, that she is able to smile again makes everything that we've done with you guys worth it. And it was one of the greatest testimonials we've had lately. Hi, Lisa Turner. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Somebody else said good morning. Good morning to you. Appreciate the comments. So what I want to talk about today is your diet can have an impact on your health. Is it totally going to change your situation? I don't know. I'm not here to treat you. I haven't ever evaluated you. I could tell you that. I know that most people where diet can impact their life, they don't stick with it long enough for them to reduce their inflammation and to fix their gut and to actually have their cells repair, for them to actually see an impact. So a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is you personally, so don't take it the wrong way, but a lot of people, they'll look at it and they'll go, well, I tried it for a week and it didn't work. Folks, your body's made of 10, 20, 30 trillion cells, depending on what resource you look at. So between 10 and 30 trillion cells, some resources even say 50 trillion cells. And you need to make new cells for your body to heal. That is not going to happen overnight. Research shows you have an almost entirely new body every 7 years. It's going to be made up of what you eat. Hi there. Hey, Dale. Appreciate you commenting. Jacqueline, good morning from Scotland. Wow, morning over there. That's crazy. You are what you eat. There's no way around it. You've heard that since you're a kid. You are what you eat. If you eat junk, you are going to become junk. Is it going to fix all of your chronic pain? I can't tell you that. I wish I could. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a personal story about me. I mentioned this in the video the other day. I mentioned that I used to have a tremendous amount of pain middle of the night in my mid-back. If you're a healthcare provider and you're watching this, if you're a doctor, Scott, glad you're on. If you're a healthcare provider and taking classes and you hear about somebody having nighttime pain, like debilitating pain in the middle of the night, one of the first things you're supposed to think of as a healthcare provider is, could that person have cancer? So I was waking up in the middle of the night with a tremendous amount of pain. After this is going on for about a week, I hadn't been telling my wife about it. I told her, I said, something's not right. And, my head's spinning like, oh my God, am I dying of cancer here? This is no good. I had a good diet, real healthy lifestyle, and here I am, wake up in the middle of the night, not even able to roll over. Wow, I can't believe 61 people are watching this. So I did what I do with patients. I go, what could be the reason for this? So I started looking at sources of inflammation, started trying to see what was wrong, and ended up doing a food sensitivity test. So I was looking at how my body's responding to what I eat, because my blood work came back and it was all kinds of screwed up. And there was lots of inflammation markers. All things were wrong with it. From a very tight, I'm looking at very tight ranges instead of these broad ranges that your doctors give you. And they go, nothing's wrong. So looking at ranges that were very tight, and saw that I was just not doing well. So I did a test to determine what foods I was eating might be causing some of the inflammation that was showing up on my blood work. It's called a food sensitivity test. I use Great Plains Laboratory. You guys can look them up if you want to. I don't know if they're going to have them in Scotland or anything, but so what this is an IgG food sensitivity test. Now, IgG stands for immunoglobulin G. Immunoglobulin means immune system protein. And it showed how my body is responding to foods. And I want to be straight with you. This is not the most accurate test in the world, folks. There's a lot. There can be some false positives, and there could even be some false negatives. But it opened my eyes to my health and how I was doing. And it changed my life because I actually, within just a few days of avoiding some foods that I've been consuming on a regular basis, my back pain went away completely. Now, I hadn't been suffering with it for years and years. Some of you have been suffering with neuropathy and chronic pain syndrome and or reflex sympathetic dystrophy. You've been having, you have spinal stenosis. You have all kinds of things. But for conditions that are related to inflammation, I promise you the foods you're eating can have an impact. So I'm going to show you my test here. Hopefully it's not backwards. Try and find the camera. So if you look over here, sorry, trying to do this backwards, it says all the things that I was inflamed for. All these things are related to dairy. They were causing inflammation. Some of these off the chart, couldn't read any higher. If you come down here, you see pineapple. All right, we see over here peanuts. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but on the back side, there's brewer's yeast and baker's yeast. I wasn't really consuming a lot of bread. Over here in America, we have crappy, frankly, we have crappy food. Big agribusiness puts junk in all of our food. The breads are all crappy. Lisa Backnick, I am a chiropractor. I'm a functional medicine provider. I own a medical clinic. I have a medical doctor that works for me, and I have 2 nurse practitioners that work for me. We're not a chiropractic clinic. We're a medical clinic that does alternative medicine. So we are a medical clinic, but I want to disclose to you, I'm not personally an MD. I just have studied functional metabolic medicine for quite a long time. So anyway, going back to this, that is not a very expensive test, Connie. Maybe a few $100s, maybe only a couple $100. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's not crazy amount of money to have that done. But I want you to know it's not exactly the most accurate test you could do. It could have some false positives and negatives. But I want you to know I was consuming pineapple in my smoothie every day. Like I was having a smoothie every morning. I used some organic fruits or organic vegetables, but pineapple is really awesome tasting, and it's very sweet, so it really made the smoothie taste good. But as soon as I stopped, I got this test result back, and as soon as I stopped having pineapple, my back pain went away within 3 days, and it has not returned. So now, please don't comment and send me 20 messages or 500 messages saying how there's no way food can fix my problem. I get it. I'm just telling you, like, if you're sitting on the other end of this going, there's nothing that can be done for my problem, I guess more than anything, I want you to say, think outside the box. I don't know where that is. Hi from Kathleen Leachy. I don't know where that is. Maybe a typo there. I can't tell. Folks, there's so much that can be done. This was just one thing that I looked at, but I was aggressive enough at willing to say, hey, I need to solve this, and I'm not willing to go the medication route. Not just me. I wasn't willing to do that. You might be willing to do that. And if you saw my gabapentin video, you know how I feel about some of these medications. It's not that I feel that way about you. Thanks for all those little like buttons there. I love seeing those come up. I appreciate that, you guys, little hearts and likes. I haven't seen any little angry faces come up yet, so that's good. What we do at our clinic and other clinics around the world and around the country do this type of work, okay? So it's not about our clinic. It's just go look for things that are causing inflammation. Go look for things that are causing the problem. If you know, one of the things people ask me all the time is, what should I do? I said, one of the greatest things that's ever been discovered in medicine is stem cell. You don't have to come to our clinic to get stem cell. Frankly, I don't care whether you come to our clinic and get stem cell therapy or whether you come to our clinic and do anything. What I want you to do, Huntsville, Alabama. Good to see you, Kathleen. The thing is that there are solutions. Just a lot of things that we do aren't covered by insurance. So I'll get flack. I'll say, well, if it's not covered insurance, folks, I didn't create your finances. I didn't create the financial system. I didn't create Medicare. I didn't do anything. So you could be mad at me if they're not covered, but I didn't do that to you, all right? And unfortunately, for me to do this lab test cost me money. For us to do this with with patients, it costs us money to do that. And we have 18 employees, so, and we have to have the lights on and things like that. So there's no way in this world anymore to get free healthcare. And especially if you want free, you're not going to get stuff like this. You're going to get just the pills being thrown at you and thrown at you and thrown at you. But so I want you to know that this is just one thing. Your foods, that what you eat absolutely will have an impact on any type of chronic pain. Fibromyalgia, so many people have been telling us about fibromyalgia. I mean, I've had probably 1,000 messages or posts about fibromyalgia. And fibromyalgia is actually, funny enough, it's one of the easier things to fix if somebody's willing to go the lengths that are needed to find out what's causing inflammation and what's causing toxicity in the body, what's causing those cells not to heal. I want you to know one thing, and I'm not getting into a religious comment. CBD oil, I think it's great. You know, I just saw a guy who, somebody asked, Pam Moore asked about CBD oil. I think CBD oil is great. I want you to know that it is still considered a class 1 drug. So please buy it on your own, but don't come to me looking for it, because I can't stock it in my office without a risk of somebody coming in here and shut me down. There are great products out there, and there are some crappy ones. So do your research before you go buying CBD oil. But great, I think that's not a bad solution for people that are suffering. Just understand CBD oil is not going to fix the problem. And what I'm talking about in all my videos is going to be, what can you do to correct the problem? And that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, because a lot of times they think that the problem can't be fixed. And I personally I can't come to work every day thinking that I can't have an impact on improving somebody's health and fixing their problem. It doesn't make sense to me that your body's unable to heal. It just does not make sense to me that your body's unable to heal. You are, I just feel like the body was made to heal. You as a spiritual being run and keep alive 20 trillion cells a day. And without even thinking about it, you run that. So if some of them are going wrong, my thing is, well, how can you make them go right? And I just believe that that's the case. I believe that the power that made your body can heal your body, provided you remove interference and provide it with the right things so that you could build new tissue. It's kind of like this. If I asked somebody to build me a house, and they came to and they dropped off all the lumber that was needed to build the house, and all that lumber was crooked and eaten, was like chewed up and stuff like that. Folks, I'm not going to get a good house. All right. I mean, if the building blocks are not good, I'm not going to get a good house. It's no different with your body. If what you put in between those two lips is not healthy, it's not good, it's loaded with toxins, loaded with chemicals, you are not going to get good cells. That's what believe it or not, what you eat. It's funny. We eat these live things. We eat live stuff, or stuff that used to be alive. We eat fruits and vegetables and animals, and it used to be alive, and we kill it, and we pull it up from the ground and chop it down and slaughter it or whatever we do. And then we eat it, chew it up, and then our body goes to work at turning that into new living tissue. We take something alive, kill it, and make it alive again. It's unbelievable, right? It's crazy how that happens. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Good to see you. Dan Jarnigan, great drummer, by the way. He just posted on there. Awesome drummer. Great show that we came to. Appreciate you. So we kill this food and then we make it into new stuff. So, but if you provide your body with junk, you're going to get junk. So chronic pain is going to stay around no matter what type of pain you have. There's absolutely no way to solve it if you're providing your body with crap that you're building the new tissue out of. I'm not saying you provide it with great stuff, you're going to get out of pain. But what I will tell you is there is no way for you to get out of pain if you provide your body with crap. So kick the donuts to the curb, say goodbye to the Diet Dr. Pepper and the Mountain Dew, say goodbye to the crap, provide your body with what it needs, and by God, do it for a long enough period of time. And don't give up, because you will never have a solution unless you solve some of the underlying problems. You'll never have success. All right. So I had somebody, is keto diet good for fibro and chronic fatigue? I am a big fan of keto. Just understand, every diet's not right for everybody. I'm not a big fan of diet fads. I think that it's not going to be long before there's another fad out there, but the diets that are anti-inflammatory in nature, like keto, like paleo, anti-inflammatory diet, like an autoimmune type diet, all these things have been shown in many people to have positive effects on things that are inflammatory in nature, which almost, somebody said, I hope you mentioned cigarette smoking. Folks, give me, if you have chronic pain of any kind, neuropathy, no matter what it is, and you're a smoker, give it up. You will not feel better without medication. So if you don't want to give up smoking, then don't look for anybody like me or anybody else to handle your problem just through medication. You might solve, you might say, I don't want to say solve, you might cover up the symptoms and be able to function with medication. Fantastic, happy for you if you can function with your medication. But if you are truly looking for a solution and you're a smoker, give it up, because you're actually killing yourself as you do it. This stuff's loaded with crap. So vaping, not a big fan. Angela Elise said on here, said, I'm not a big fan of vaping. Popcorn lung, different things are showing up. This is honestly too new. Vaping, I believe, is too new to give a whole lot of, I don't think the research has been undone on that. You know, the interesting thing is a lot of doctors will not prescribe drugs for their family unless the drug has been out there for more than 5 years, because every drug that has been taken off the market by the FDA, one thing had to happen before it was taken off the market. It had to be approved for the market. Okay, so a lot of drugs that are out there that have been approved and that have been taken off the market used to be approved. Literally, the research shows over 50,000 people had died from. Now I can't remember what it was. So not Celebrex. I can't remember what it was now, but it caused heart disease. So, folks, I hope you found this helpful. Give me some likes, and probably more than anything, if this has impacted you in any way and you could share it with somebody else, maybe it'll impact someone else. Super appreciate you watching. I'm gonna sign off, go home to my kids tonight. Again, food sensitivities, you can check for this. You don't just have to guess, but please don't think that test is going to tell you every single thing. You couldn't possibly test every food that's out there and everything you consume, but I will tell you, there's small amounts of chemicals can have a big impact on your health. And our food supply, especially in Americans, those of you who are, if you're watching this from another country, you would be surprised at what our government allows us to put in our food. There's so many things that are illegal to put in food in other countries, yet we're allowed to put it in our food all the time over here. It's crazy. So, so somebody posted that name is IgG. It's an IgG, immunoglobulin G test for foods. It's testing how your immune system responds to what you eat. All right. And again, I don't want anybody to think that it's end all be all. I'm just telling you it worked for me, and it's worked for literally hundreds of our patients. And I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you think this was valuable. Share this with your friends and family. I appreciate it. I am going to be doing a webinar on lots of things to do for chronic pain, because so many people are asking. I can't get back to everybody. So somebody said CBD oil is good. I agree. Just we have to watch what we do around here. SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, can be horrible. Now I'm craving salad and ice cream. And that's funny. Listen, if you don't have a reaction to dairy and it's not loaded with a bunch of chemicals, knock yourself out. So I'm signing off. Appreciate you, and stay tuned. I will be doing a webinar shortly. And anyway, take it easy, everybody. Bye now.